What's going on, boys? Welcome back to another video. This is something that's been on my mind the last couple of days, and I really wanted to bring it to your attention. You are not as good of a trader as you really think you are. Now, when I say that, I'm not doing that to neglect you or make fun of you, or even to say that I'm in a position where I'm a better trader than you. I don't know if that's completely true. I've been doing a lot of market research. I've been doing a lot of in-depth analysis, not even again on the markets, but also on people who have had extreme amounts of experience and developments inside of the market and are pretty widely known as the best traders in the world. And for example, just one of them off the top of my head, watched a couple of videos, watched a couple interviews with Warren Buffett inside of it. And there was a big thing that he really doesn't believe in, and it is technical analysis. And a lot of people who are currently trading really rely on that more than anything. And that's something I think could be a little bit dangerous for you if you're overconfident in just technical analysis. By the way, this guy is the one who won the funded from last video. DM me on Instagram. I will get you that. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'm always giving away free stuff. And to follow my Twitch because I'm streaming probably right after this video. I'm going to put you in the position of someone who is a big market investor, these guys who don't believe in technical analysis, as well as my perspective, someone who does trade technical analysis and has made a lot of money doing it. Let's face it, there are millions and millions of professional traders, people who have big degrees inside of financial institutions that are looking and adapting themselves to the markets every single day. So the odds that you are ahead of them and doing better than them is already a pretty small, significant amount. On top of the fact is you probably don't have as much capital, you probably don't have as much experience, and of course you're probably not as educated as them in the first place, so that's another thing that could really drag the needle against you. And of course the biggest reasoning against that is because you understand when you are buying stocks, when you are buying things, you're not buying the share price, you are buying the company, you are buying the business. At the end of the day, that is still, if you buy one share in Nvidia, you are now owning a portion of that company. That is how public trading stock works. If that company continues to do well quarter over quarter, the price of that share will rise. It doesn't matter if it's at a certain high or not. If the earnings are doing well, if the company's doing well, it will continue to go up. It doesn't matter if Nvidia drops earnings or not. Yes, it does. The NASDAQ is compiled of the biggest tech companies in the world. So you need to have that mindset of looking at every single one of these companies, understanding it might not affect you as much every single day, but it is not about the current price action. It is more about the trend of the current price action. You guys know, literally yesterday, I ended up closing this trade out for around $12,000. It was all the way up to 17, but I had my stop loss set at a high and it got hit. And I was in that trade for multiple days. Now, not only did I make more money than I ever have off of one single trade, but I also pretty much did nothing. And that's the thing, when you go on these higher time frames, it's not about price action. I literally turned off my charts, let it do whatever it wanted to do. I was comfortable with the risk, and I ended up making more money for that while I was doing less. Trading is a thing where the more that you do, the less you will make. The more that I'm able to step away from the charts, understand that when I get into that position, there's nothing that is going to change the outcome. Whether I look at it really hard, whether I look the opposite direction, whether I have 10 minis or whether I have one micro, it does not make price go in one direction more than it already does. When you are trading price action and trading off of technical analysis, you are at a disadvantage because once again, you have no control over the market. You have less experience than the professionals. You are not as smart as them. You probably don't have as much money as them. So this has been kind of the big thing that's really broken me out into the field of being able to say like, hey, I've made money consistently. I can make money consistently trading technical analysis. And when I preface that, I just want to say overall price action, I think it gets really delusional for the people that do trade more of those heavy, intense models and those ICT concepts where you're looking for 20 different things to take a setup. It's very rare that is actually playing out because of the setup. It's actually, if you really think about it, what are the odds that a single stock is going to move off of a continuous thing over and over and over again, or is just moving because the current trend of the market is going that way or something is going on? It's more likely that it is going to move off of news, current events, current releases, how stocks are doing, how markets are doing, rather than a bullish breaker block breaking the high and sweeping the liquidity and taking the exit off of the change of character. Like, think about it. That is not how things work. But it still can work. That's the thing, that where it gets kind of a foggy area is it still can work consistently because those things could be paired up with actually things that are going on. That XYZ could also happen because of these current things going on, and it will get you to play the right side. And the reason I still advocate these models and I don't go against them is because I want you guys to have a belief like that. I think more than anything, it is so important for you guys to just have confidence taking trades. And on top of that, when you do have a model like that, you do keep pretty good risk management. I could imagine you have a plan to where you'll be able to protect yourself better and I think see better results by not digging yourselves in holes. And it's so important to stay humble inside this market because you guys know it will get you. That trade I took yesterday, made 5 figures on it, was not because of a setup I had. It was because news came out that was bullish and it moved the stock up. I'm not going online flexing that. I'm celebrating it happening because I'm putting myself in that position. And that is where we're really going to focus on this video and get the knowledge that you wanted from me for this video. More than anything, setting up a bias, banger, very important. Just because you can go into the day with a side you want to play, you need to look at the market overall, high time frame, get a bias you want to play for that day. And more than likely, if you just stick to that side, you're going to minimize your risk more than anything in the first place. But you're also going to give yourself good opportunities where you're watching things play out and you're planning and you're waiting and you're looking and you're waiting to strike and see what's happening within the market. Finally get something you like, take it, boom, hopefully it goes your way. But more than anything, and this could mean nothing to you or it could mean everything to you, it is all about how you interpret it and how you think about this. You have to put yourself in a position to get lucky. Trading is luck, and people get upset by that for some reason. You're lucky if you go fishing and you land in the right spot. You're lucky in the NBA if you don't tear your Achilles, bro. Like, it's just, the sooner you understand that, the better you will be at trading. Jason Tatum plays the game he loves. He makes a bunch of money for risking his body every single day on an NBA court. He knows the second he goes out there, I could definitely hurt myself, but I'm going to do things that hopefully prevent me from getting hurt. In a trading standpoint, I'm going to open up to risk and understand and find out what I'm willing to risk today. And I'm going to buy into it. I'm going to understand that I'm comfortable with that. And if I get upset when I lose it, then that is on you. Nobody in this game makes money with not risking money. It is about protecting it. It is about waiting. It is about putting yourself in a position where you can get confident and believe in that risk. Once again, I took that trade because I believed it had an opportunity to play on the side that I wanted to see. I let it do its own thing and I got rewarded for it. I knew earnings for Nvidia were going to come out and they could have been horrible. I didn't know about the Trump stuff, but once again, in that trade, I got up enough before earnings came out for Nvidia when the market closed, where I was comfortable saying, hey, I was up around $4,000. And the only reason why I was comfortable doing this was because, again, I'm in a position where I'm opening the door to this risk. I know before it happens how much I'm willing to lose. And that is what makes me a good trader. Not my technical analysis, not my way of taking trades, not my model, my approach, my belief, and my awareness that I am at a disadvantage every single day going into the market. And I never said I was a good trader. I don't think I am, nor do I really care. I am just doing my thing. I'm watching the markets. I'm interpreting how I'm supposed to, and I'm making money. So fuck it. Join in, follow my Twitch. I'm going to be streaming Asia session in there. See you later.